So, metaverse real estate is the dumbest shit ever. That's what Mark Cuban said on Altcoin Daily recently. The worst part is that people are buying real estate in these places. Cuban said of metaverse platforms like The Sandbox, Decentraland, that's just the dumbest shit ever. Did I say dumb? That's not even strong enough. Alright, so is owning land in the metaverse stupid? Based on the context that he describes in that interview. So in that interview, he says you need to have good location, good community, and really most of these projects are probably going to fail. That the NFTs are usually a token for access, and that basically the metaverse is all talk. That's kind of where we're at right now, and I buy a lot of that. Also, he did say that you're better off to basically a URL would probably be more profitable than NFT land. So if you Google URLs, it says you can make probably 5 to 20 grand. And I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what Google says. And if we go to mergers and acquisitions, real estate combines elements of equities and fixed income, can offer a risk potential return profile that is somewhere between them. Yeah, you want to break even or make some money. You want it to appreciate over time, right? Opportunistic deal where a firm develops a new property from the ground up. That's basically what you're doing with these lands. That's development, or completely converts or rebuilds an existing one. Redevelopment, maybe you bought somebody else's and you're going to change it. Either way, both of these apply to the metaverse real estate. These are often higher risk than stock, but also higher potential returns. High risk, high reward. Most of us already know that. That is like the crypto, entrance sign. Mark Cuban's invested in different various cryptos. Voyager, which is still kind of working its way out, but not the best one, it doesn't look like right now. And then there's also Yuga Labs. Yuga Labs is your Bored Ape Yacht Club. They raised $450 million from investors, including well-known investors Google Ventures, Adidas, Snoop Dogg, and Mark Cuban. Bored Ape Yacht Club, again, is a community thing, so it falls right under his pretenses of an investment. It's got a good community. Your Bored Ape doubles as your yacht club membership card, grants access to members only benefits like the bathroom and a collaborative graffiti board, and then the future areas and perks can be unlocked by the community through roadmap activation. One thing that he did point out was that buying metaverse real estate was basically a non-scarce thing, that they're just all infinitely expandable. The other side from Crypto Times says ever expanding kingdom of unusual. This is talking about the other side, right? It's going to be right here. It says it in plain day. Ever expanding kingdom. Not all of the metaverses are ever expanding kingdoms, and we'll look at the amount of lands and everything that are going to be in each one here shortly. But basically, we have off-chain and on-blockchain kingdoms. This is Metaverse Consulting. They say there's 120, but if you really break this down, there's 53 that are active, 67 in development, alpha, pre-beta, pre-alpha, alpha, beta, Charlie, whatever. So that backs up mostly talk, right? And here's some of your numbers. And I'd like to point out on the numbers. So let's look at, because we're going to get into demographics as well. And if all of this is interesting to you, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you got to do. And if this is bullshit, comment, tell me why. So kids, tweens, and teens, see all of this big ass red shit right here? This is going to move down here. These are very small. Like this all adds up to maybe this, not even. And this is where we are as far as metaverse. Really, when you talk about metaverse is like, it's a stupid word. Really, it is. It's the same thing as like DLT, decentralized ledger technologies, blockchain, crypto, Web 3.0, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Metaverse will probably be called 9 different things after this too. This is where it starts. And your demographic is going to be these folks right now. So right now you want to know, like, would you buy a home in the metaverse? As we're talking about this, start thinking about this group right here. A lot of people really will. If you look at the numbers, this is from Bankless Times. Baby boomers are most interested in the metaverse, with 18% of respondents embracing this sector. 17 are men, 10% are women. Out of the respondents interested in the metaverse, 44% prefer buying or renting a customized home. And when we dig down into here, the average price for these metaverse lands is going for about $1,743. Then this article was written August 11th, 2020, so relatively recently. And of those, 71% said that investors consider location, so that backs up Mark Cuban, location. 52 said style, 34% says that the size matters, and 30% investors that consider the property size. Of those, 30% was the actual how big it is, and 12% was can they display their NFTs. And then when asked their favorite virtual properties, this is the one. 44% of metaverse investors chose a customized home, 38% a private island, and 33% a piece with natural resources. Not sure what kind of natural resources there are in the metaverse, but there you have it. Right now, this is older too, June 7th, but there is a huge decline in users. And that's probably because there's a huge bear market that's been going on. I mean, it only makes sense that all of this has declined off and will build back up for this next bull run. Ethereum's down. Ethereum is what a lot of these projects are based on. Moving to non-Ethereum stuff as well, but this is older too. It ends in like April, but most of these projects have their own tokens, Mana, Axie, Sand. They're down as the market goes down. So there's a lot of stuff to this. So when they talk about these different metaverses being like, well, they were 8,000, now they're this, that's because they were based on Ethereum or whatever it is. That's dropped down. Then break that down to whatever fiat you want. You can see how these bear markets can wreck people. So you just got to be careful and know what you're investing in, and then look at the long term of that. How long are you looking? If you're looking to invest in, these lands on a short term gig, you might be disappointed. I'm looking at more of a 5 to 10, 3 to 5 year on these. So companies are spending billions on a metaverse that makes sense. There's nobody here. Why is nobody speaking about how empty the decentralized universe? Where the fuck is everybody? Well, here's the deal. This is my opinion, and I would love to know your opinion. So comment below if you have something that validates or contradicts me. But your demographic, the metaverse, the one that's gonna blow this shit up and make all of these lands packed full, everything going on, whatever you want to do, they're not there yet. They're not old enough. They are 12 to 13 years old right now, and they are playing Roblox, they're playing Fortnite, they're playing Minecraft, and these are training wheels for what's to come in the metaverse. They're being trained about NFTs with skins and all the other kind of stuff through digital currency, because you got to use coins to buy this, and these are going to be the most proficient users. By the time these people hit it, this will be what drives mass adoption. Consider this a big wave that's going to be the mass adoption for the metaverse. So all of us older generations that don't get it, these people, they get it. They get it very, very well. Right now, they are here. This is what I was talking about, the older users. 20 million, 7 million, 5.5 million, 1 million. 85 million, 230 million, 165 million. Even the little shit is like 12.5 million, 3 million, 1 million, you know what I mean? And if we look at the difference again, all red, all projects with large user base, but not a lot of, the in development or alphas, just a couple here and there. This market is going to transition, again, this is all transitioning into different worlds, different rooms, and then to, your Web 3.0, your metaverse, your decentralized metaverse, or whatever you want to call it. So here, we look at all the yellow. So everything's alpha, talk, speculation. We're going to do this, and we only have a few projects, and they've only, like Blankos, only a little while. Axie Infinity is the longest on this scale, then Crypto Voxel, formerly Crypto Voxels, now just Voxels. Alien Worlds, Decentraland, Sandbox is just barely a little pin there, Spatial, and so on. So you see that this is a growing community. A lot of development, but not a lot of product. The people that are going to come in and use this product are somewhere else right now, but once they get tired of Fortnite and all that other nonsense, they will come here. Ruby Home Luxury Real Estate Development. So getting back to, is metaverse real estate a bad investment? Let's see. Slow internet. Metaverse sales volume, the other side is crushing it. Then Decentraland, Sandbox, and so on. But it's a big drop right off the bat. And you can see the numbers here. 800 million, 440, 340, then boom, drops right off. Top 10 metaverse real estate deals. Basically, the who's paid the most. You got TCG, Sandbox, Axie, but then everything else is Decentraland. Yeah, they're coming. And when we get into the different parcels, so when we talked about the rarity, the scarcity of these lands, it is there. So the other side, it says ever expanding, but it only has 55,000 parcels right here. Sandbox, 166,000 parcels, 90,000 parcels. So it's not that it's not rare. They may be ever expanding with projects and what they're doing, but the parcels do have scarcity, and that will help with the price. And here, if we look at the top metaverse projects by market cap, Decentraland is on top, barely above Sandbox, and then Axie. And then we go down through like just a plethora of all sorts of different projects, get into augmented reality stuff. Here's OVR, they're the augmented reality metaverse, which is geospatial NFT land locations located over the earth. Their biggest rival would be right here, Spheroid Universe, basically the same project. They want to do 3D mapping of the earth. Seoul, Korea, has developed a government metaverse, the Metaverse Seoul. Residents would be able to make reservations for city-run facilities, ride city tour buses, visit recreations of destroyed historical sites, file administrative complaints. I like this one. So maybe you could eventually someday do all your DMV shit through the metaverse. But Seoul is starting to do this. Like, it only kind of makes sense. And this is their what is it? Conference hosted by Seoul, the mayor of Seoul. That was his avatar at the event. And if you don't like that, check out Icelandverse. Man, this shit is funny, and I'm going to play it, but I'll put the link below. It's basically a parody metaverse, but it's Iceland. And it's shit's pretty funny. It's like, we have moss, and yeah. I don't know. Watch it. It's funny. All right. So let's go real quick. Floor price, Decentraland, about 1.7. Sandbox 1.2. Also, Sandbox assets. It's not only about the metaverse lands, it's about what goes on in the metaverse. Sandbox has a lot going on, especially the Snoop Dogg stuff. Snoop Dogg's crushing it across the Sandbox asset statistics. And then voxels right here. Floor price for lands is like 0.38 ETH. Number of augmented reality users grow. It's coming up exponentially, 75% growth on that. A bunch of so the reason I'm going to start shifting into augmented reality on this is because it is a metaverse, and it will be the one with the highest growth rate in the future, my opinion. There are the two lands that I'll talk about in a second, but right now 1% of retailers are using AR. That means 99% aren't. You could reach some of those people. There is a huge growth potential for augmented reality in the very near future. It all depends on the device. We need a device that's easy to use and that people that want to use. Right now, that's why AR is limited, and it's been around forever. Augmented reality has, so. Let's see. A lot of this I'll just put below, but there increase a 4% increase in retail use over the next 2 years. 1 billion people worldwide use augmented reality. Customers prefer people that, businesses that have augmented reality. When we come over here, the 5 transforming customer experience, retail shopping is number 1, tourism and travel, customer service, healthcare, publishing. You can do a lot of 3D events and stuff too. Overland right here, almost 850,000 lands have been sold. And here's their website. I'll put this below. Spheroid, that's basically their number 2 competitor. They're quite a bit farther behind. OVR pretty much runs this market right now. the growth rate. So this is what I really want to talk to you about. So when we look at extended reality growth rate, it's a compound annual growth rate of about 15%. When we go to virtual reality, it jumps up to 19%. These are good growth rates for any industry that we can talk about. Now let's look at the difference. For augmented reality, jumps up 27.6%, and mixed reality just over 28, almost 29%. So you gain almost another 10% growth rate for the mixed and augmented reality experiences. And I think that that's really where it's going to go. So the sniff test on the metaverse is bullshit thing? No. The metaverse is not bullshit. Metaverse real estate is not bullshit. Metaverse itself will probably be called something else. It's just an idea, really. Everything that's beyond reality can be its own metaverse, and each one has its own function and whatever. It's going to be mostly about interoperability, mostly about getting that crowd, that 12 to 13-year-old crowd demographic right now, into these products over the next 5 years to 10 years, tops. But that's going to be mass adoption. In 5 years, this stuff is going to be insane. So it's an early land rush. You got to find the right product. Unfortunately, being early often means you can be wrong. High risk, high reward. Do your own research. But I do think that a lot of these lands have serious potential, and they're not just bullshit. So tell me what you think. I would really like to hear. I'm investing in a lot of these, and honestly, I bought a couple Spheroid Universe lands. I know a little bit about it, but I kind of jumped in based on that. And I'll experiment and play with it and do what I do. So until next time, the more you crypto, the more you know. Cheers.